Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and again another one. This is the headlines, the DPA headlines. So I have decided also to create a Russia-Lithuania focus. So this headline series. So in case you are new, the headlines is a separate product from the Ukraine war coverage. There's another product is also called the DPA CSI, the Country Stability Index. So among the headlines, we have different focus. We have Asia, Americas, Asia Pacific, Europe, and the latest one that I've just started is the anti-Russia energy and food crisis focus. So this is the Russian-Lithuania one. So hopefully nothing will come out from this, but this is just a coverage to just tell you what have developed so far, and try to cover as much as I can. So in case you are living in a cave, Lithuania have decided to ban transit to Kaliningrad. So if you're not sure what is so maybe this is clearer. So this is Lithuania, this is Kaliningrad, and this is Russian territory, and is totally unconnected to the rest of the mass Russian continent territory. So the only way for land transit is they have to go through Belarus, Lithuania to Kaliningrad, or Latvia, Lithuania, and then Kaliningrad. If not, then you have to go through the sea route from St. Petersburg all the way around the Baltic Sea to Kaliningrad to bring food, supplies, whatever, to deliver over to here. But of course, while you may think that the sea route is more efficient, what if your stuff is actually delivered from around Moscow? This route go to St. Petersburg, you might as well just go straight to Kaliningrad if you have the railway route. So it is a convenience, you see. However, there is agreement that all these Baltic states will not block the access of Russia to its enclave here at Kaliningrad. And in any other normal situation, such a blockade that threatens the survival of one part of a country is actually an act of war. So I just want to highlight how dangerous this game Lithuania is playing is to block. Again, I have to repeat again, to block any territory of any country. For example, you blockade Gotland, that is an act of war. So to block Kaliningrad, although they still have the sea route, but to block to limit transit to Kaliningrad can be seen as an act of war. Of course, this is not a complete blockade. So let's see. So Lithuania has decided to ban transit to Kaliningrad. So the Lithuanian authorities say that the ban on the transit from their territory to the Russian enclave of Kaliningrad of goods that are subjected to EU sanctions. So this ban is only limited to coal, metal, construction materials, and advanced technology. And but this on its own covers 50% of the imports. And importantly, coal. I think Kaliningrad use a lot of coal. So this is threatening the energy security of this region here. Of course, they can still transport it through ships, but Lithuania probably see this as a let's make you inconvenient just to get back at you kind of attitude. But I don't think the Russians are looking in the same way. They are not taking this very well. The Russians have let's put this one first, have vowed serious consequences over the Lithuanian rail restriction. So the foreign ministry said that the Lithuania's action, so this is the Russian foreign ministry, violates the relevant legal and political obligations of the European Union. And Moscow, basically the Russian government has demanded Lithuania to immediately lift restrictions, and which of course Lithuania refused. comply. They say that they are now in compliance with EU sanctions over the Ukraine war. And Russia up its antics and its words. So Nikolai Patrushev, the secretary of the Russian Security Council, said that Lithuania's hostile actions shows that Russia could not trust the West because they have broken written agreements over Kaliningrad. So he now warning appropriate actions measures are now being worked out in an interdepartmental format, which means multi-ministry. They are now discussing across multiple ministries, and they will take action in the near future, which I don't think it will be very far away. And he warning Lithuania that the consequences will have a serious negative impact on the population of Lithuania. I wonder what they're going to do. So very cryptic there by the Russians. So they say that it's ironic so this is the Lithuanian prime minister. He said it's ironic to hear rhetorics about alleged violations of international treaties from a country which has violated possibly every single international treaty. So the Lithuanian Prime Minister Ingrida Simonite, no, I'm not sure if you pronounce it that way, Simonite, told reporters. So he said there is no Kaliningrad blockade. Lithuania is simply implementing EU sanctions. So basically, he's now being very gung ho. Ingrida, he's like, you know, pumping his chest like a gorilla and saying no, come, no, and daring this giant here, this massive giant here, no, like never mind, forget it. So Russians, of course, immediately also hold a major naval exercise. They conducted anti-ship missiles exercise in the Baltic Sea, and they actually have posted videos of their ships launching missiles and hitting their targets and stuff like this. So this kind of a military demonstration is usually a warning to your adversaries that I have military. So that's actually what this does. And this is also somewhat of a subtle threat to Lithuania that military option is indeed still on the table. And I want to add a bit on my own opinion as well. While the Baltic states are within NATO, I feel that people should not put too much trust into NATO, in the sense that should Russia decided to declare war on Lithuania, I'm not talking about a special military operation, I'm talking about war. If Russia declares war on Lithuania and they leave Estonia and Latvia alone, you see, just Lithuania, they invaded probably through Belarus or something, and then they give a threat that if any countries dares to enter to help Lithuania, there will be a nuclear bomb drop on your capital through a hypersonic weapon system. I can tell you, many of these NATO countries will start to reconsider their position. And I tell you, the first one to go to quit NATO will be Turkey. Turkey will be immediately, oh, I'm quitting NATO. No, I'm out. For sure. 100%. Turkey will not fight the Europeans' war. So once Turkey is out, then a lot of these smaller countries will start to panic because they don't really have a proper military, and nuclear weapons directly onto their capital or major cities, they will not. They may just decide not to take the risk, and then as things goes on, and you will start to see like Germany, perhaps even France reconsidering whether to help Lithuania, much like what happened in World War II, where no one comes to the aid of Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia, no one came to the aid when Nazi Germany invaded Czechoslovakia, and then when Germany invaded Poland in World War II as well, no one would dare to enter the war. despite whatever rhetoric they can say, entering war is a totally different thing from all the rhetorics we are all hearing now today. All this gung-ho, all this chest pumping is nothing when it comes to actual war. Should Russia declare war on Lithuania and threatens to use nuclear weapon on anyone who dares to help Lithuania, I tell you, many of these small countries will very quickly give up, especially when Russia makes good of a threat. For example, maybe Latvia, decided to send in their military into Lithuania, or or into Belarus, or whatever, and then a nuclear bomb that immediately hits Riga. The entire NATO alliance will be broken. So this is my warning. So that's why this is not a joke. The NATO alliance is something when it's during the Warsaw Pact era, during the Cold War, because the difference in life, the in terms of socially, politically, economically is so different. You cannot afford to fall under the communist regime or the Warsaw Pact. So you don't want to be behind the Iron Curtain. That's why the collective desire to fight against the USSR is there. But today's Russia is not USSR. It is not Soviet Union. And the willingness, if Russia choose to willingly use nuclear weapon, or the threat to even use it, that's going to be a huge difference. It doesn't matter what you say. You can say everything you want, like what Ukraine government like to do now, talk a lot. The moment any nuclear weapon start to be used, whatever you talk is just rubbish. Nobody cares. Just like all these sanctions and whatever. Russia have not even counter sanctioned yet. They haven't even cut the gas and everything yet. So let's not get too excited about Lithuania giving the middle finger to the Russians. I think people need to be to tone down your anti-Russia spirit, and be more pragmatic about this. You really do not want to keep poking the bear like what Ukraine have done to trigger the war against with Russia. So anyway, this is just the headlines from the Lithuania Kaliningrad or Russian issue. I will continue to keep track of the developments over this situation here, and I'll see you in the next update.